Welcome to this video featuring the Dji Flip, and I'm going to start this one with a quick disclaimer, which you know what that means. It's the one you've been waiting for. It's going to get broken. So if you don't like drones being tortured, hurt, abused, generally just treated nasty in the interest of science or your entertainment, then this isn't the video for you. But if you do, you bunch of weirdos, then it is. So let's get started. This is my Dji Flip torture and crash review. Let's get started. All right, soft target, flip, see what happens. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Next, this is a whooping 10 kilometers an hour. Okay, an astounding 20 kilometers an hour. Here we go. Okay, so this one is 28.8 kilometers an hour, which is the top speed in normal mode, and for my American and English friends, that's about 20 miles an hour. Okay, bit of sting there. Okay, undamaged. That's that round completed. Okay, so quick assessment of the flip, and there's no damage at all on this, flying 57.7 kilometers an hour into a soft target. Me, repeatedly, quite impressive. It's got no scratch on it. It's not like the Neo. The Neo's been put through tests like this, and it massively impressed me and a lot of my audience on how well it could withstand crashes. This one is a lot heavier. It's 250 grams, and it's also got moving parts like this, and the gimbal's 3 axis, so it's more complicated. So I haven't got high hopes for it, but we'll see. But so far, quite impressive. Soft targets will vary. If you're ripped and shredded, obviously you might damage it more. I've been eating some extra cheeseburgers just to make sure that it's going to withstand that. It's just purely for that, nothing else, honest. Okay, so for this test, we're going to look at some objects hitting the flip, as opposed to the flip hitting objects. And we're going to start off with some simple British acorns, and we'll progress our way up from there and get more interesting. Okay. All right, next test. Stick. All right. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's have a look at something else random you could find in the woods. I know. That doesn't like wind. Okay, but didn't break it, but it doesn't like it. All right, football. Football, acorns, air, and a stick. No problem. I mean, I'm not going to volley that football against it because I'm not stupid, and I'm hoping this video is going to last longer than 5 minutes, but so far that's really good. Right, the light's starting to go and the flip's done really well so far, so I'm going to wait for another day, some better lighting, and then we're going to hit it really, really hard. So stay watching because it's going to get really interesting now. Okay, day 2, back in the woods, lovely sunny day today, and we're going to cause some serious damage to the Dji Flip. But before I get started on that, just a quick bit of consumer advice. When people talk about the flip, they talk about a laceration-free design. Now, I discovered today that that's definitely not the case. When you catch it like this, which I often do, you can easily stick your fingers through these spokes like that. And when that happens, those props will cause quite a bit of damage. I've got a pretty nasty cut, which I'm not complaining about. It's an occupational hazard. But yeah, when they do cut you, because these props don't fold back like a lot of the mini drones, they will dig into your fingers and cause quite a bit of damage. So don't think about this as being completely risk-free. Be careful around children, pets, those kind of things. Don't be complacent. It'll cause some damage and it'll hurt you. That's probably what it tried to do, probably hurting me because it knows I'm going to hurt it. It's karma, I guess. Anyway, flip, tree, Newton, you do the maths. Let's do some crashing. Okay, that's a bit boring, so let's speed it up a bit. 10 kilometers an hour coming up. Okay, no scratches on it, looks quite good. So far I'm more damaged than the flip, so Alex 0, flip 1. Damn. Okay, 15 kilometers an hour. Oh, that's a bit fast. Spicy. Still no damage, bit of green scuffing on the edge here, but other than that, all good, still working. All right, 20 kilometers an hour, that's 13 miles an hour for the Americans and Brits. Here we go, into a tree. Okay, right, here we go, 25 kilometers an hour, into a tree. Oh, this is nasty. Oh, that didn't sound good. Ooh. Oh no. Is that all right? All right. You're doing well. Okay, so 28.8 kilometers an hour into a tree. That's about 18 to 19 miles an hour, I think. Oh, that's fast. Oh no. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage now. Right, so we've got this little bit up here has kind of started folding up. Looks like there's a bit of wood in there. So that's just short of 30 kilometers an hour into a tree, and I mean, it'll probably still fly. It's no longer immaculate, but what is it? Can I clip? Oh yeah. There you go. Look at that. Good as new. Okay, so this top little plate up here started folding up a little bit, but clicked it back in place, and it looks like the drone's still fine. It's got quite a few little green scuffs on it, and you know, it just doesn't look very tidy anymore, but that's 28.8 kilometers an hour into a tree for a folding drone. Huh. .8 kilometers into a tree and no damage other than a few scuffs on it, which is actually way better than I expected, because when I first saw this with these little joints and spoke design, I thought it's not going to last particularly well, it won't take crashes very well, but actually that's quite impressive. So we'll take it up to 35 kilometers an hour, which I think is the fastest I took the Neo into a tree, and if it survives that, then it's going to be a brick wall or concrete wall. You're doing well, well done you. Okay, so this is 35 kilometers an hour into a tree, about 20, just over 20 miles an hour. Still only scuffs and a bit of dirt on it, so very impressive, very, very good. Okay, I might do that again because that was like a side-on hit and I want you to be straight on, just to be absolutely scientific and fair on it. And well, not that I'm trying to break it in the woods, because it'd be nice to hit some concrete walls, but yeah, impressive. All right, so far no damage on this, which is mind-boggling really. So 40 kilometers an hour into a tree coming up now, and if it survives that, then it's going to be off to the beach to hit this into a concrete wall. No, no rattle. Okay, so 40 kilometers an hour into a tree, still just a few scuffs and green marks on it, no real damage, which is really surpassing my expectations. Now, when I do these videos, please don't look at this as me trying to sensationalize things for the sake of it, or encouraging you to fly into objects and get away unscathed. You can get unlucky, you can damage your drones on much less forceful impacts, so take this with a pinch of salt. It's a bit of entertainment, but it's also bloody interesting. So anyway, I'm going to find a concrete wall on the beach now and do some more crashing. I'm going to break it, I think. It's going to break, I'm sure it is. So if you watched my DJI Neo crash test video, you'll recognize this place. This is where I put the Neo for its most extreme crash test by crashing it into this concrete wall right here. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing with the Flip now, because this little drone so far has survived being crashed into trees, myself, being hit by footballs, sticks, and it's got nothing more than a few marks and scuffs on it, which is really impressive. But it's time to put it to the ultimate test. Flip, wall, you know the rest. It's not going to survive that one, but it's been a good journey. If I was a betting man, I'd say the thing that's going to break first is going to be this little display thing at the front, because that's the first thing that's going to hit an object on an impact. But we'll see if it'll still run after that, or if that is indeed going to be the first thing that'll break. But anyway, let's get crashing. We'll start with 10 kilometers an hour and then work our way up from that. Okay, so far that's 15 kilometers an hour and it's completely undamaged. A few little scuffs on it, but nothing significant. So we'll do 20 next, 25. Don't know how far this is going to get, but it's doing really well so far. That was 25 kilometers an hour, and it's okay. So there's the motor for the gimbal, which seems to have come off. But I'm just going to see if I can clip that back on again. So let's turn this off. Might need to be stuck back on, but it's literally just like a outrunner motor with a sort of plastic disc pushed onto it, which came off. But let's see what it does. Good to go. It's 25. We do 30 kilometers an hour next, which is starting to feel a bit silly, but yeah, it works. All right. It sort of restarted itself in mid-flight, which is really disconcerting because I'm flying over water. And if it does it there, then that'll be gone. Flight control system error. Okay, I'll talk about this a bit later, but there's something about the electronics in this drone which needs to be talked about. But we'll talk about that later. I'm going to see if I can do one more crash with it. And yeah, we'll talk about it then. Will come off again. That needs to be stuck on properly, but it's fine. But other than that, it's completely fine, which is quite good. Impressive. It's the electronics in this one that really concern me, but try again. So that's 30 kilometers an hour. We'll try 35. It's hard to hit those speeds because I don't want to go over the water too much now. It's behaving weird, and it does need a bit of a run up to get that speed, but I'm going to try my best. Maybe risk going over water, and then, well, that'll be a very abrupt end to this video. No satellite positioning module. Ah, that's not good. Okay, that's a really unexpected ending to the DJI Flip, because when I first saw this design, I thought the things that are going to break on this drone are these hinges here, because you've got these big propeller guards which are going to take impacts. You've got this display at the front which is going to take an impact, those kind of things. But none of that happened. The gimbal came apart a little bit, but you can probably fix that permanently again. The thing that really permanently put this out of action is electronics, which is completely unlike the Neo, because the Neo, when it came to the electronics, was pretty much bulletproof. Plastic would break on the Neo, but electronics, it'll just keep flying and flying and flying, and it'll always take off, and it was quite reliable as well. This one, I've got flight control errors, navigation control errors, unable to take off. It's completely unusable now, so this is going to have to be sent back to DJI for repairs. So that one is out of action about 30-35 kilometers an hour into a concrete wall, killed this one. Look at the electronics. This is actually the second Flip that I've been testing. On the previous flip, I've done the motor kill tests that I've done on the Neo, so at about 30-40 feet, killed the motors. And interestingly on that one, first of all, it turns upside down when it descends, so that's probably because of the C of G being higher, and it'll sort of descend like this. Landed on its back onto grass, which is not a major impact from about 30 feet. No structural damage, but again, the electronics completely wouldn't take off anymore. So there's something about the flip where the thing that's going to break on this drone is less likely to be structural. Don't quote me on that one. I mean, it's not impossible for the structural things to break on it, but it's more likely on this drone than the Neo for the electronics to give up. It's really unexpected. Part of the reasons why I love doing these kind of experiments is because you never really know what's going to happen. There's always surprises, always unexpected things, and this was very unexpected. So once I've got this fixed or replaced, I'll be doing more content on the Flip. So if you like this kind of content, remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, happy flying, stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, hi DJI, it's Alex. I smashed your drone into a wall about 30 times and it broke. Can you believe it? Hello? Hello? How rude.